Witchcraft in Macbeth. Let's delve into the supernatural themes and use of witchcraft in Shakespeare's Macbeth. We will be covering the history of witchcraft, the three weird sisters, Hecate, and the three aberrations. The history of witchcraft. Elizabethan witchcraft had a huge impact on Shakespeare's play and why he decided to put witches inside of Macbeth. So, first, at the time of the play and at the time of the writing, King James was the ruler of England. And King James actually had interest in witchcraft because of his previous experiences with the North Birthwick trials from 1590 to 1592. So here in these trials, he believed that witches had all conspired to kill him. So this influenced Macbeth to appeal to King James through the weird sisters and other supernatural events throughout the play. During the Elizabethan era, people excused unexplainable events as the work of witches. For example, the Black Death. This plague was unexplainable and it had no cure. The public's fear and outbursts were all directed towards witches because there was no one else to blame. During this time, there was limited medical knowledge and there was so much tragedy that it drove the general public to the point of insanity. And the only possible scapegoat for this public to clench onto, witches. A building was burning down, a witch must have done it. A bad crop harvest, a witch must have done it. Strange weather, it was the witch. So who was being accused of being witches? Women. Out of the 270 Elizabethan trials, 243 of these were women, an overwhelming positive. These women were often targeted for being poor, being widows, their old age, or even dressing unconventionally. In summary, the Elizabethan era deeply influenced Shakespeare in his writing of Macbeth. Shakespeare uses the three weird sisters to reflect the era's view of women as prime suspects in witchcraft. Moving on, the three weird sisters, or also known as the three witches. The three sisters are the driving force behind Macbeth's actions in the play, and they are portrayed as evil, dark, and the main source of conflict. They are in the very first scene of the play, setting the tone of supernatural influence throughout the play. The sisters speak in an intense manner, with extreme word choice to display the difference between their dialogues from other characters. They are often showcased discussing the magical ingredients in their potions. They represent pure evil. We see how spiteful they are in Act 1 of Scene 3. One of them is prepared to torment a sailor just because his wife wouldn't share her chestnuts. Their prophecies and advice make Macbeth commit the murders that drive the plot of the play. They encourage his ambition and make him think he cannot fail. Again, the Weird Witch's first prophecy sets the storyline for the rest of the play. The witches hail Macbeth by his first title, the Thane of Glamis, then as Thane of Cawdor, and finally as king. They then prophesize that Banquo's children will become kings. This results in Macbeth's murder of King Duncan and his best friend Banquo. Their first accurate prediction of Macbeth's rise to Thane of Cawdor convinces Macbeth that the rest of the prophecy is bound to ring true. After Lady Macbeth hears of the prophecy, she begins attacking Macbeth, and this results in the fulfillment of the entire prophecy. Now, who rules over the three witches? Hecate. Hecate is the leader of the three witches and isn't introduced until Act 3, Scene 5. She is depicted as the goddess of witchcraft and is consistent with the play's theme of witchcraft and other supernatural elements. Hecate arrives and expresses her displeasure with the three witches for meddling in Macbeth's fate without her consent. Hecate tells us her plans to further manipulate Macbeth and give him a false sense of security. Hecate appears one last time in Act 4, Scene 1, and says to the witches, "Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall see I the gains. And now, about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in." Hecate praises the witches for their successful manipulation of Macbeth, and then instructs them to perform a ritual around the cauldron. She encourages the audience to ponder whether Macbeth is truly responsible for his tragic fate or if he is merely a pawn in the hands of supernatural manipulation. This scene leads to the summoning of the three apparitions. Each apparition serves a specific role and conveys a distinct message, contributing to the play's theme of fate, deception, and ambition. The armed head is the first apparition that Macbeth encounters. It appears as a disembodied head wearing a helmet. It tells Macbeth to beware of Macduff, highlighting Macduff as a direct threat to Macbeth's reign and safety. Its appearance foreshadows the bloody battle that will follow and hints at Macbeth's own violent end, as the image of a severed head eerily mirrors Macbeth's eventual fate, because he gets decapitated, So the apparition's message amplifies Macbeth's paranoia, prompting him to act rashly by sending murderers to kill Macduff's entire family in a brutal attempt to secure his power. However, rather than calming Macbeth's fear, this warning heightens his sense of insecurity and pushes him into a cycle of bloodshed and tyranny. The second apparition takes form of a bloody child, symbolizing both birth and violence. The bloody child tells Macbeth, "None of woman born shall harm Macbeth," implying that no person through natural childbirth poses a threat to him. This seemingly comforting message fills Macbeth with a false sense of invincibility, as he interprets it to mean that he is untouchable by any man. The image of the bloody child also alludes to Macbeth's birth, as Macduff was from his mother's womb ultimately ripped, in other words, a C-section, symbolizes the deceptive nature of the witch's prophecies, which are designed to mislead Macbeth by offering him assurances that seem impossible to challenge. Finally, the third apparition. The third apparition is the crowned child with a tree in his hand. It delivers a prophecy that Macbeth interprets as a promise to his unassailable rule. Macbeth shall never be vanquished until great Birmingham Wood to hide Hussein Hill shall come against him. This message suggests that Macbeth will remain safe until the seemingly impossible event of a forest moving into his castle occurs. This crowned child represents the rightful line of succession and the natural order of kingship, contrasting with Macbeth's illegitimate power obtained through murder and deceit. The tree in the child's hand symbolizes nature's role in restoring balance and foreshadowing how Malcolm's army will use branches from Birmingham Wood as camouflage, making it to appear as though the forest is advancing towards Dussein. The third apparition serves to deepen Macbeth's delusion, as he misinterprets its prophecy as a guarantee to his own continued reign. Ultimately, witchcraft was a driving force in Macbeth's rise and downfall throughout the play, and should be looked at when analyzing the play. Thank you for your time.